¿Qué pasa, YouTube? 6fthax here. Have for you guys today a really close and fun Wi-Fi battle I had against Nicholas off of my Discord. Of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. And as for the question of the day, for those of you who may not know, later tonight, whenever, is WrestleMania 33. So today's question of the day is for you wrestling fans. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to for WrestleMania, because I'm hoping to upload this before Mania, and some of you guys are probably going to watch it during or like after it. And just let me know what you guys have thought about it, or what your thoughts about it were after watching it, or what you're expecting from it. I just hope that all the matches are good. I really don't want any matches to be bad, and I just want it to be a good WrestleMania, man. It's been a while since we had like a really good Mania. I'm hopeful, okay? It's like the biggest pay-per-view of them all. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about WrestleMania. Even you non-wrestling fans know what WrestleMania is, so apologize that maybe today's question of the day does not interest you guys. But hey, we still have a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle, because all of you here are for a battle. Now, let's go ahead and get this started. So I accidentally brought Alakazam. I thought Zam was still being a suspect tested in UU. Luckily though, Nicholas didn't really mind it. But going into this match, Zam is going to be a huge problem if I'm able to get rid of his Bisharp and maybe weaken the Clefable, so that's going to be really nice. And speaking of Clefable, he's going to be leading off with that, as I'm going to be leading off with my Shuka Berry Volcanion. Now, much like WrestleMania is like the grandest stage of them all, in Pokemon Sun and Moon, we are on the grandest stage of them all in the finals of the Elite Four here. So I go straight for the Sludge Bomb. Even if he wants to bring in the Bisharp like he does here, he probably thinks I am Choice Spec. So I'm gonna stay in here, go straight for the Fire Blast, and annihilate, nuke, incinerate, murder the Bisharp basically, because there was no way that thing was living. As in comes the Keldeo, I still have use for my Volcanion because it still pressures his Clefable and can also potentially KO the Amoonguss. So I'm going to make the safe switch into my Clefable here. Very positive he wouldn't go for the Scald or go for the Hydro Pump, because Volcanion's ability is Water Absorb. So I could have stayed in potentially, foddering it off. But if he had Hydro Pump there, that would have been an insane play on his part, as I'm going to predict him to switch into the Amoonguss. So I'm going to pull a double switch into my Volcanion, but he actually switches directly into his Blastoise, probably thinking I would go for my Stealth Rocks, but I actually don't have rocks on this Clefable because I have Swampert. So Swampert is my Stealth Rocker. And I end up making a bit of an odd play here, and I stay in and I go for the Hidden Power Electric. I could have easily switched out into my Clefable here. The main reason why I sacked off my Volcanion was because I still have Alakazam for his Amoonguss, which Volcanion plus Alakazam meant Amoonguss wasn't a problem. Now that I lost my Volcanion, Keldeo is kind of an issue, but I still have Alakazam in the back, which can put in a lot of work, especially if that Keldeo is not Scarf, which it could very well be, because I didn't do too much damage to my Clefable with Secret Sword. So I end up going for the Soft Bolt here, thinking that he would try and go for the Water Pulse, gauging to see how much damage it would do to me, as he does go for the Sport here. The best thing I have on my team to be put to sleep is my Hydreigon, because if the Keldeo is Scarfed, my Hydreigon is not going to be outspeeding it. So I'm just going to go ahead, let it be sleep fodder, then I'm going to make a hard switch into my Cobalion, predicting him to want to switch into his Clefable. And the good thing about this is that Clefable is most likely his Stealth Rocker, and because he knows I'm probably going to be fearing the Thunder Wave, I'm going to make a very aggressive play here and go straight for the Swords Dance. And now, even though yes, he does get up rocks, I can potentially get a KO here. And I was very close to going for the Rock Polish, because I think if I did Rock Polish, I probably won, because I could have knocked everything out at +2 at that point, I think. But he did have Thunder Wave, he told me, so going for the Iron Head there was definitely my better play, because I'm able to knock out the Clefable and I no longer have to worry about it. As in comes the Keldeo, because he OHKOs me with Secret Sword, I now know he is definitely Choice Spec, so I can get a switch into my Alakazam, which can put in a lot of work right now. With him losing Bisharp and losing Clefable, he has no safe switch into this, so I'm going to go straight for the Psychic, as this actually does a lot less than I was thinking it was going to do to Amoonguss. So either way, he has to choose something here to get to a KO at this point, or he could have just left in his Keldeo for Death Fodder, but he still has use for that Keldeo. So he's going to sack off the Amoonguss as in comes the Blastoise. This can definitely take a Psychic because Mega Blastoise is a monster, but I will still be able to easily 2-hit KO him and outspeed him. And because I do have the Focus Sash, I will definitely be able to live this Dark Pulse, as I will be able to finish him off the following turn. If he had the Aqua Jet there, that would have been pretty awesome. That definitely would have caught me off guard, but I'm able to knock out the Mega Blastoise as in comes the Infernape. I'm thinking, alright, this is definitely not Scarf, so this has got to get knocked out by Psychic. No, he goes for the Vacuum Wave, but even if I had saved my Alakazam, he still would have been able to potentially knock me out with the Vacuum Wave. So I don't think leaving it in there was entirely a bad play, as I can bring in my Swampert. I may be able to live a Grass Knot depending on his spread, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going to say in here, go for the Earthquake. Unfortunately, he misses the Focus Blast, but it is Focus Miss for a reason. I have missed plenty of Focus Blasts. You guys can watch my previous Wi-Fi battles. I have missed many of Focus Blasts in my past. So he is down to his Keldeo, which Keldeo could very well win him the battle, because this thing is Choice Specs, nukes my Swampert. It can also potentially 2-hit KO my Clefable, and unless my Hydreigon wakes up, dodges a Hydro Pump, and then gets off a Draco Meteor, then this Keldeo can still beat my Clefable 1v1, because I'm not sure if Moonblast at the amount of HP Clefable or Keldeo is at, sorry, is going to get knocked out by a Moonblast, because I think it does like 60 to like 70-ish%, which it looks like he was in range, but I wanted to be on the safe side. So because he did waste about 4 Hydro Pumps, I think, I'm just going to make the safe switch into my Hydreigon so I can force him to waste at least 2 more, and then if he misses one, that gives me a chance to wake up. And even if he hits 2, that's fine, because Clefable could still, in theory, outstall his Hydro Pumps unless he crits me. So by bringing in Hydreigon, I just increase my chances of winning this battle, because at this point, I basically have to stall him out of Hydro Pumps. So he hits the Hydro Pump, I am asleep again, and he's gonna knock me out with this one. I think he did end up missing one, if I'm not mistaken, but either way it's fine, because at this point I think he told me that he was down to 2 Hydro Pumps, so he's got 2 chances to crit. Although I myself could definitely go for the Moonblast, I just want to be on the safe side because I wasn't at my computer at the time, so I didn't run the calc. So I decided to go for the Soft Bolt, and now I can definitely take one more, and then I should be able to finish him off with a Moonblast, because this is his last Hydro Pump. He's gonna struggle, so he goes for it, doesn't get the crit. As I live, I'm gonna be able to Soft Bolt off the damage, and now because he's wasted all of his Hydro Pumps, he has to struggle. And I actually got a little bit scared here, because I thought that maybe he was lying and that he actually had one last Hydro Pump. Thankfully though, he didn't, and he is gonna end up struggling here, and now Moonblast will definitely knock him out at around 40% HP. And Clefable Moonshine, shouts out to you who followed me in the Season 2 of the UCL. Moonshine putting the team on her back there at the end, being able to beat Keldeo. So good game to my boy Nicholas. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. Very simple thing for you to do, guys, but it does help out the channel a lot. Thank you guys for all the great support. Definitely hope you who watched WrestleMania enjoyed it. So yeah, let me know, guys. That is the question of the day today. 2 videos on the end screen if you also want to watch those. So with all that being said, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion, but when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.